That'll do. That'll do. You can see enough of my face to recognize me. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm talking super low because family are cooking dinner. Not everyone's comfortable with being on video, and that's okay. I decided to start this video on a Monday night because it is miserably, like, drizzly and horrible outside, which I adore. And I have some plans for this week that I wanted to share with you. So I thought this would be a really good way to start because my plans have inspired a sketch that I'm going to be doing on Leonardo, but it did start in my sketchbook. In my sketchbook I started drawing some greenhouses. I will insert some b-roll of that here. And the reason for that is because I have been desperately wanting to start growing some fruit and vegetables here, and I just know that when I move out of this house with Justice that I want a garden really badly. I grew up as a country kid. You may not know this about me. I grew up in a really small town. That's where these videos started, in the garage of my parents' house. I had a studio there, and I just loved growing up country. I had 10 acres when I was a kid, and then we moved into like 140 acres, and then as I got older our circumstances changed and we eventually became more suburban. But I've always missed it. I've always loved it. I always find a great amount of peace and joy in living in wide open spaces. So that has come back to me a lot, especially since moving here. There's a lot more room here in Florida than there was in Preston, and it's made me realize how much I want to grow things, how much I want a garden, and how much I want a greenhouse. So I haven't got the opportunity to build myself a greenhouse yet, but I do have the opportunity to make myself a mini greenhouse using potting soil and containers. So we're going to do that this week. And I'm going to bring you along with me, like, as we plant salad greens and maybe some strawberries and things like that with the excess potting mix. But for now, I want to start sketching the greenhouse illustration that I have been growing in my head. And I figured that that would be a really good thing for us to do together. So we're going to do that. A bunch of soil that we just bought into the backyard, and I have two massive, like, 90-quart tubs that we're going to use to, like, cover the soil once we've cut the tops off them and set them up. So we bought a bunch of seeds. We got some little gem cos seeds, some pea snaps, like sugar snap peas, some capsicums or bell peppers as the Americans say, some spinach seeds, and also some spring onion seeds. They go by bunching onions here, and we bought the Tokyo long whites because they're what I'm used to back in Australia. It's really bloody hot out here, so I'm just going to get on with carrying everything over the fence and into the house and backyard and everything. I'm going to start growing some baby greens and stuff in the actual soil bags. still working on the rough right now. I decided, oh wow, thank you. I decided to do the rough again, probably about 5 or 6 times, because I wasn't happy with how it was coming out in terms of its perspective. It didn't make sense. So I went into Leonardo and I started using the angle line tool. Still not sure how I feel about it, but yeah, we're gonna keep working on that today, and then hopefully we can get it printed and make it look a little bit more like an illustration rather than an isometric drawing. And I will be painting that in this video as well. So appreciate that the house is quiet, because I tried to vlog a bit earlier and you could just hear the day-to-day hustle and bustle going on behind me in that kitchen. But I wanted to tell you guys something that I've been mulling over since I filmed the footage of me setting up my chaotic little soil bags. What you didn't see in that footage was one of the bags split. I almost definitely didn't follow any of the directions on the seed bags, and if one of the 5 things I planted starts to bloom or grow or even just do anything, I'm going to be super grateful, because I don't know if I have any kind of green thumb, especially in this climate. Florida is very hot pretty much all year round. In fact, today was one of the hottest days on record for autumn. It was like 34 degrees and 70% humidity when I was filming that part of the video, so it was very warm. And despite how like warm it was and all the bugs in my face and the bag like splitting, I felt such a great sense of peace in that moment, and I just wanted to acknowledge like how good it felt to be doing stuff with my hands and getting my hands dirty and like just picking up the hose to wash them, and like a lot of that stuff you didn't see. You probably just saw me sweating and grunting and swatting away bugs in that moment, but it felt really good. It felt really, really good, and we should all be doing more of that stuff. Not so much getting your hands covered in soil and spreading like seeds and things around, but just doing stuff like that that is slow and makes you feel good. And that's why I took a step back from these videos, because I felt like I was losing that kind of time to do stuff that really fulfills me. And I don't know, I was looking outside and seeing like the golden sunlight hitting the trees and making sure the dogs don't pee on the new containers that I have set up as like mini greenhouses. And I felt like that was a really nice thing. It was a really fulfilling, heart happy moment, and I don't know. It just felt really good, and I wanted to share that with you, because I feel like the more we tell each other about these kinds of things, the more likely we are to seek those things out for ourselves. So go seek out that thing that makes your heart happy, like sticking your fingers in some soil and making caramel or something. I did that today too, and it felt really good even though I screwed it up. with it. I definitely need to work on these, and I really like the way that the brown has kind of taken over and that there's like that, I don't know if you can see, but there's that little lightness in the panes. I'm still not sure how I'm going to imply there's glass, but I'll work on that. For now though, I need a cup of coffee. I already had one this morning, but we're going to have a second cup of coffee. I already made coffee in the mocha, so I'm just going to use what I have left and froth some milk and make myself a latte with some cinnamon. Okay. Too much foam, but that's never really a problem, is it? It's more like a cappuccino, but I'm not complaining. So you guys may not know this about me, but for the last, I want to say 6 weeks, maybe less, I've actually been training to be a barista at my day job because they need baristas and I love coffee and it made sense. So it's been a pretty cool lesson. I feel very lucky to have a day job that I really enjoy. I find learning new skills, especially about coffee and tea, really fascinating. So it feels really, really good to be doing that and to also be taking it home and making it for me and the people I love. So it feels extremely good. Drawing is a bit muddy, but I can do it again, I guess. But at least now I know how I don't want to paint it. So this was a good first attempt, but it's not a winner.